Hi everyone, we're going to take a look at Ethereum today. This is the daily chart. We're going to zoom out just to have a look at the current price action in the right context. I think this is the best chart to be looking at to assess where we've been and where we might be going. So let's jump in. So firstly, this is the daily 200 EMA, which has been resisting the price action since essentially October. Well, it's supporting in October, and then in November it was acting as a resistance. So this is a very important level. We also have this red line here, which highlights essentially what we want to see from a breakout to the flip side of these triangles, which of course hasn't happened now, meaning that if we do see a break, we want to see a break above that line essentially to warrant then coming in on the flip side. But unfortunately, the price action has not done that, and therefore this bullish scenario, this bullish setup has now been invalidated, as we have the price action has essentially been resisted again by the daily 200 EMA, unable to give us that nice strong break above this area at around 3630, and has now lost the ascending triangle, which you can just see here, and then went straight through this more symmetrical triangle just to put in a bearish retest on the flip side. And now we're heading down to, I suppose, what we could call local support at around 2,700, 2,760. Now you can see this is previous support, previous resistance to the price action until we broke above it in the summer 2025. But then, of course, we've come all the way up and then been stuck down in this range essentially since November. So we last tapped this price level in November last year. So it's been almost a couple of months really since we've been there. So there should be some resting liquidity around this space. And if we put on our order block detector, we should probably see some buyers starting to stack up around this area. You can see the bright green is essentially where my local support is at around 2,700, 2,715. And that is where the most buyers are going to be looking. Now, there is a bit of ambiguity here, of course, because we don't have any confluence support, which means we don't have a moving average or anything like that, which we want to be on the flip side of ours, i.e., we've got the 200 MA supporting the price action. We don't have that. So coming in for a long position here at this level, it does come with some risks to trade this range. Now, it is a definable support line. We haven't touched it since November, so there is going to be some liquidity there, so we could expect to have a move up. And then of course we've got resistance here, this triangle as well, and then of course resistance overhead. So it's a bit of a complicated picture exactly what it wants to do. But if we acknowledge the fact that Ethereum has been ranging between 2,700 and essentially 3,400 for most of the back end of 2025, and of course so far in January, then this is where you want to enter a long trade in order to trade the range and take profits up here. We're not going to be looking to take profits up here, of course, because until we've got above the 200 EMA, then we're not going to see any further upside. So it would be a range play looking to come in at support with a stop loss potentially below the swing low here around 2,610. But that's ultimately the play, but it's going to be a smaller position sizes. We're going to ideally want to see a reversal pattern or a W pattern first at support before we enter, that sort of thing, and then we trade the range. So we have a trading opportunity here, but of course smaller positions, and we have to be very mindful that if Bitcoin heads lower, so could Ethereum. But nonetheless, this is the place that you want to long this range, providing it stays intact. But that's Ethereum.